Thank you everyone for joining today, and welcome to Wyng Wrapped. It's going to be the 2025 year in review, and we'll also touch on 2026 product priorities. So in today's session, or for everyone that's going to be joining us today, we have a few special guests from our usual quarterly webinars. So today on the call, we're going to have Wendell Lansford, our CEO and co-founder, Prakash Mishra, our CTO and co-founder. Kaylee Sullivan will also be joining in a little bit. She is our VP of Services, and you're being emceed by myself, Greg Smart, the CX strategist here at Wyng. So today's session, we're going to go over, touch on our focus as a company here at Wyng. So Wendell's going to lead that section, kind of take you through what our key focuses are here at Wyng. From there, we're going to jump into our Wyng year in review. We're going to spotlight some of the various stats for a number of campaigns and things like that that we've done throughout 2025. We'll jump into experience highlights where we'll go through and spotlight a few client examples from this past year and some really cool things that our various clients have done here at Wyng. We'll also then go through some product highlights that really touch on some of the new releases, new features, and things like that that were brought to the platform in 2025. And then from there, we're going to kick it over to Prakash to talk through the 2026 product priorities. And we'll end with an executive Q&A. That being said, if at any point in time as you're going through the webinar, if you have a question that pops into your head or there's a particular point that we cover that's of interest in you, please feel free to throw that into the chat and we'll come back to it during that executive Q&A session at the end of the webinar. So next, I'm going to kick it over to Wendell to go through our focus as a company here at Wyng.
All right. Thank you, Greg, and thanks everybody for joining us today. We have a lot of cool and powerful capabilities we want to cover, so there's a lot of material. Before we jump in, what I wanted to do is just spend a couple of minutes outlining what the Wyng team is focused on at the highest level. Yeah, thanks, Greg. So broadly speaking, we as a company are focused on solving two problems for brands, marketers, and so forth. First off, we want to help brands engage consumers in ways that are fresh, meaning inviting, in ways that customers want to participate in, want to engage in. Number two, in ways that are high impact, meaning they're driving the behaviors and the outcomes that the brand is targeting. And then thirdly, in ways that are scalable. So in ways that are more efficient and more effective than you could otherwise do, in ways that help you gain leverage across use cases, leverage across brands and across markets. Secondly, we want to help our customers get to know their customers better, the consumers that they're touching base with, that they're engaging. And that involves collecting and activating data, first-party data and zero-party data. It also involves more than just collecting the data. It involves activating the data. So that might come in the form of better insights, getting to know customers better through the insights, but also using the data, activating the data to deliver more relevant and personalized experiences across all channels. So again, broadly speaking, these are the areas that we're focused on helping our customers. Greg, yeah, thank you. The solutions that we provide are quite wide-ranging and continue to evolve. Many of the capabilities in the platform you may not be aware of. So there's stuff that likely you can take advantage of that you haven't already. We see that quite often. So what I want to do is just sketch out sort of the range of solutions that we provide. It's really three areas. First off, loyalty activations. That ranges from things like loyalty hubs, engagement microsites, to experiences that evolve over time with a consumer, where maybe you're the consumer's on a journey. Maybe there are challenges or streaks that they're tracking against. You might think of things like digital punch cards. So a lot of capabilities in that broad area and areas or capabilities that are evolving, and you'll hear more about that today. Secondly, as most are aware, games and promotions, instant win visualizations, various game formats and new game formats that we continue to evolve. We can even build custom game formats for our customers as needed. And then a wide range of other game and promo formats. Some are mentioned here, but it goes well beyond that. Finally, we've made a lot of progress deepening our capabilities in the product discovery area. This is where we talk about social content, UGC, and all of the ways that brands can leverage the product catalog that they have to drive product discovery and, in the case of e-commerce, shoppable transactions, purchases online. So a lot of capabilities in these three areas. Greg, please move to the next slide. Our capabilities really are powered by two facets. One is our platform, and then secondly, our team of experts. Our platform is composed of three overall kind of capability areas, experiences, and you just saw the outcome of those experiences on the previous slide, various formats, ways to deliver those experiences across different MarTech stacks, ways of managing and preventing fraud. On the back end of our platform, we have our program automation and our customer data capabilities. There's a lot of depth in these two areas as well. The program automation side gets to promotion mechanics, delivering incentives and rewards to customers as value exchange, personalizing experiences. I mentioned some of the loyalty activations, challenges, streaks, and so forth. That's all part of program automation. On the customer data side, all of the ways that we help our customers capture zero and first-party data, get that data where they want it to be. Maybe that's being used not just in Wyng, but also in a CDP, an email platform, a loyalty system, and so forth. So integrating data in and out, and always doing so in a way that's compliant with local privacy laws. Separate from our platform, but related, is our Wyng services team. And again, you may not be aware of the range of services that we can provide here, but we've got deep domain expertise when it comes to all of the capabilities that I just spoke about. We can turn experiences, custom experiences quickly. Our team specializes in that. And then we can actually provide all of the promotion admin, pricing, rules, prize procurement, and fulfillment, end-to-end solutions. So think of Wyng as a platform you can take advantage of on your own, you can equip your partners with, and also think about Wyng as somebody you can lean on to bring activations, experiences, and programs to life. Okay, that's the backdrop. You're going to hear about a lot from the rest of the crew here, so I'll turn this back over to Greg. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, Wendell. And to kind of dive in a little bit deeper as to what Wendell was talking about with the Wyng services team, I just wanted to touch on a little bit more for our end-to-end services offering. On the services team, we do things, we handle some strategic service. So this is around the planning of those experiences that you're going to build out. It can start with if you're new to Wyng or if you're just coming onto the platform, the onboarding process and just strategic planning for how to best have the platform fit in with your goals that you're trying to accomplish. We can also do things like experience optimization. So say you go through and build an experience and you want someone at Wyng to review it, to give you some feedback, just overall best practices and things like that. We can do that. We'll take a look at what you build and give you some tips and tricks on what you could do to improve it before going live. We also do things like creative reviews. We can do analysis and insights on campaigns that you've run in the past to kind of do a post-mortem and review how that campaign performed and what learnings we can take from it to make the next campaign that you run with Wing even more successful than that first campaign was. We'll also do executive business reviews where we can take a look at the account as a whole and kind of go through how many campaigns you ran with Wing, what your various strategic goals were, and how we aligned with those strategic goals, and what we can do moving forward. And then the last point here is platform training to make sure, because there is so many things that you can do with the Wing platform, really want to keep you up to date on the latest and greatest and make sure you're aware. Not only are you aware of those features that are available in the platform, but then you also know how to go in and use those features so you can get the most out of them. After strategic services, we also have a very, very strong technical services team. This team here at Wing will build out these campaigns or these experiences for you. So included in that is project and account management. So you'll be working with a PM here at Wing for the full the start all the way through the launch of the experience, handling things like creative, the development of the project, and everything in between. Our project managers here at Wing are amazing. They do a great job working not only on complex projects, but also tight timelines and things like that. So you're in great hands working with the project managers here at Wing. We're also very focused on responsiveness and UX focused development. So we want to make sure that not only do your experiences look good across device, but also that they're intuitive for users when they're on the page and they're not confused by any like strange user flows or anything like that. So we have a great focus on making sure we deliver the best version of the experience that you want that you want to build. We like to work in partnership with the various clients that the technical services team works with, where we're going to make it much more of a back and forth process, where we're going to give our input for what we've seen work best in the past, and especially when it comes to best practices around things like UX, responsiveness and things like that. So it's definitely much more of like a partnership rather than just like one-off projects and things like that. The team can also handle custom integrations. So if you have a specific system that you want to integrate to, whether that be sending data to that system, or if it's like sending purchase data, different things like that, whatever system we're trying to connect to and either get data into or get data out of, we've handled custom integrations all the time. And we also do custom game development. We'll talk a little bit on this in the back half of the webinar. But if you come to us with a game idea that you're looking to run, we can jump in, kind of work through what that game looks like, and build that out for you. Um, Aside from technical services, we also have promotional admin. So if you are running a sweepstakes or a contest or things like that, and you need help with like official rules, any registration and bonding, winner selection, prize fulfillment, anything like that, content moderation, we do have a team that's available for those services. Just let us know. We can kind of scope out what that looks like based on the project and the project details. And then finally, we have our support team. Our support team here at Wing is an amazing resource for all our customers here. They're available depending upon what you have with them. There's either a standard, the 8x5 support, or we also have a premium 24/7 offering. You can come to the support team with any questions around like setup instructions. If you're facing an issue with something in the platform, they're an amazing resource. Reach out to them. They'll come back to you with any answers. To the questions or the problems that you're having. We also have a developer support option as well. This is for more technical users where you can get in contact directly with the Wing engineering team to talk through any questions that you have about like our SDK or API documentation, or if you have a higher level or more in-depth technical question that you need answers to, you can also use that developer support piece that we have. And then finally, we have the knowledge base. This is our help center where we have various help and support articles. These are walkthroughs for our various templates that we have available within Wing. as well as different like SDK documentation, different things like that. Before we jump on, just a few other things like higher level with the services team. This year, the services team built over 209 experiences and worked with 44 different enterprise clients. Our main focuses in 2025 were accessibility and compliance, so just making sure things like fell within like ADA compliance, things like that, as well as leveraging AI to help build and scale engaging experiences. Prakash is going to talk about this a little later in the platform, but it is something that we focused on in 2025. 2026, the focus of the services team is really going to be around more game interactions for events. So things like March Madness, the World Cup that's coming up, and also building out different templates that can empower our clients for more higher level self-service builds. That was our focus on those are our services spotlight. Next, we're going to jump into the Wing year in review. From here, so 2025 by the numbers. This year, there were over 3,900 experiences run with Wing that gathered 214 million visitors and 25.8 million engaged users. So these are users that took some type of action within our experiences, whether it be answering quiz questions, completing forms, clicking around in galleries, uploading images, things like that. So it was a very good year for Wing in terms of experiences and just how many people are in our experiences, taking actions and participating. Next, we're going to jump into 2025 experience highlights. So we're going to focus on three experiences from different clients, kind of talk about why they jumped out to us this year. So the first one here is for OXO, and this was driving in-app loyalty. So the way this worked, what OXO was trying to do was really drive purchases and boost mobile app downloads. So with this program, users gained points or milestones for purchasing for every 50 pesos that they spent. For everyone that doesn't know, OXXO is a large convenience store chain in Mexico. So they went through, we built out this program very quickly for them. I believe we got this out in about like 2 weeks. This is a great working not only with the Wing Services team, it was a great partnership in working with the OXXO team because there were quite a bit of back and forth on the technical side with a lot of data flowing back and forth between the two systems. Then, as users went through and participated in the app, that's another thing about this program. This was exclusively in the OXXO mobile app. They could either register for an OXXO account there, or if they were an existing OXXO account, we were grabbing some member IDs to link that action to the user. And then as people would make purchases, they would acquire these points to qualify for various prize levels within the program. And then at the end of the program, in order to win those prizes, they have to take a trivia quiz, and the people that did best on the trivia quiz were entered in to win those prizes that they qualified for. So again, this was an awesome program that really helped drive not only purchases for OXXO, but also those app downloads and really grow that a loyalty base within the app. And again, as you see in the top corner here, we really pushed through a tight timeline for this one. It was like a 2 week turnaround for it. I'm going to reduce that time to market for them by 75% for a program like this. Next, we're going to touch on Manchukuo's Golden Fortune program. To be honest, this was personally one of my favorite experiences of the year. I worked very closely with the Manchukuo team on this. It was a great back and forth kind of growing this program from what was just going to be a sign up form to actually them helping us bring to life, if you remember, the template that we have in the Wing platform, the tap to reveal. This was really brought up by Manchukuo because they're like, hey, can we have a fun interactive element to this campaign where users not just fill out a form, but they can click on something and kind of see that fortune cookie break to see what prize that they want. So for this experience, what Manchukuo wanted to do was reward the users that came into their restaurants and purchased a meal. So what they did, and you'll see over here on the left, when a user came to one of their restaurants, after they purchased their meal, they were given a physical fortune cookie that they could break open. And on that fortune inside the cookie was, of course, their good luck fortune, but also an entry code that they could scan that QR code that you'll see on that placard or that print out there and be taken to the Wing experience. Once they were taken to the Wing experience, they would fill out their information and then enter in that validation code proving that they had made a purchase at Mantuoc. And then after they did that, they saw the fortune cookie GIF or animation, clicked it and see if they won a prize. Another cool thing that was implemented for this experience as well is the triggered emails powered by Wing. So if a user won a prize in this program, they not only saw the prize information on the screen or in the experience, they also received an email from Wing via Mantuoc using a Mantuoc email address with that prize information as well. Mantuoc in this point was giving away digital gift cards to the restaurants so that you could either redeem it in the experience, or if you didn't want to redeem it in the experience then and there, you also had that same digital gift card emailed to you. Again, this went from as we were discussing this program, this went from a hey, can we just do a basic sign up form to can we add in that engaged animation piece? And then also what other ways can we get those or distribute those digital prizes to users? And we'll touch on it in a little bit, but the triggered email send also came from this campaign. Again, this is one of my one of my favorite campaigns from the year just because of how we were able to work with the client to expand and make this experience a lot more than just a sign up form. It was great to collaborate with them on this. The final one that we want to talk about is Symbiotica, a gamified loyalty program that they run with us. Symbiotica is a supplement company, and what issue they were facing is they wanted to reward their users, but instead of using discounts to help drive those purchases and award users, what they wanted to do was run this sweeps where users would get points or entries for the various amount of money that they spent, as well as other actions that they took within this challenge that they set up. Now, the issue with that Symbiotica was also facing is they didn't have anywhere to store all of the entries that they were getting from all of these different touch points that users could take to earn these entries. So what they did is they came to us and they used our profiling capability where they could send in purchase data. They were using some Wing experiences to also get entries, and a few other actions users could take, sending all of this data into Wing profiles. So they had one unified spot where they could go through and look at all of the various entries these users were earning throughout the run of this program. This program in the first 45 days, it was just overall, it was a very great program that they ran. There were over 112,000 participants. The biggest thing here is there was a 15% increase in average order value because one of the things for this program, the more money you spent, the more the more entries into the experience or into the program that you got. So again, just an awesome use of Wing profiles to track all of those various entries from a bunch of different sources throughout the lifespan of this program. All right, next we're going to jump into 2025 product highlights. I'll leave this up on the screen for a second. If you haven't signed up for this, we do have a product update newsletter that you can sign up for. This goes out no more than once a month, so you're not going to get spammed with anything, but it's just a list of the latest and greatest things that have been introduced into the Wing platform. So if you haven't signed up for the product highlights update, highly recommend going in, scanning the QR code, and just signing up for it so you can be up to date on all the latest and greatest with Wing. So in 2025, a few things that we've tackled here. One was updates to the Profiles SDK for gamified loyalty. We made a bunch of different updates to kind of help make it easier for either developers, digital agencies, as well as the Wing services team to more easily build custom gamified loyalty activations. So things like that Symbiotica campaign took advantage of these Profiles SDK updates that were made. It helps you track when a user engages or takes a desired action in a program as well. You can use these various data points that you're capturing to reward users with, as Wendell was saying, badges, punch cards, streak bonuses, things like that. So it really helps drive those loyalty style campaigns. Um, Again, you can build these directly in your CMS, on your website, or in an app, like we saw with the OXO example. And the Profiles SDKs work in both of these environments. We have for these various features, we have specialized training programs and technical docs and things like that. So if you are interested in learning more about this, feel free to reach out to me. Just reach out greg.smart@wing.com and we can schedule a follow-up call to kind of talk about what program you're looking to run and how these updates to the Profiles SDK or any of these other updates that fit into that gamified loyalty section can help you accomplish that goal. So feel free to reach out if gamified loyalty or loyalty programs is something you're looking forward to running within 2026. Next, we made a few updates to fraud prevention enhancements as well. The big one that we did was a sweepstakes referrer block list. So what we've seen over the last few years, sweeper sites do sometimes get a hold of wing sweeps or wing experiences. That can be good. Most of the times it's not because the people coming in from those sweeper sites really aren't interested, we find, in the brand that's running the experience. They're just interested in trying to win something. So what we set up here, it's a toggle switch. If in the builder, if you enable the block list, what you can then do is you can redirect users who come in from those sweeper sites to either a sub page within a Wing experience, or you can redirect them to like another page, like on your website or something like that. We maintain the list. We've been keeping track of this list for the past 2 or 3 years, just kind of putting together all the different sweeper sites that we see. So it is pretty extensive, and we're always updating it if we see new sweeper sites coming in. And again, this just allows you to make sure you're getting the most engaged users for your program. So people that are not only interested in winning a prize, because I mean, who doesn't like that, but they're also interested in your brand as well. One other thing to call out, this was released last year, but just to make sure, because as Wendell said, there are so many things that are available within the Wing platform. We just want to make sure you're aware of them. We also have that intelligent bot defense feature within Wing, where once it's enabled, it gives each submission that comes in a bot score. And then you can filter out that bot score in various places of the platform to make sure you're not, say, sending a bunch of bot submissions through an integration call, or you're not factoring in those bot submissions into winner selection, things like that. Next, we also released a winner selection and management dashboard. If there is an early access part of this program as well. So if you would like access to that or would like to learn more, again, reach out to either your main contact at Wing or support@wing.com, and we can help you out with that. There's also a new promotions tab that shows a unified winner and reward management. So you can see across all of the programs that you've run in Wing, what people have won, different prizes and things like that. So just one place that you can come to check out all winners. Um, we've also updated the the code piece within Wing. So now not only can you give away coupon codes and use the codes as kind of gating or entry codes into programs, we've also added a new style of code that allows you to give users extra chances to win. for participating or for doing other actions. So a user can get a code and then put it in and say if they have that code present in their entry, they get 5 times the entries as opposed to just one. So you are able to reward users that way. And then we also added in, as I mentioned on the last slide, exclusions for the random winner selection piece. One of them being the intelligent bot defense. So if you do have that enabled, it would filter out anyone that has a certain bot score or higher. And we also allow you to now blacklist email addresses or IP addresses. So if you did have particular, like say you saw particular IP addresses that you didn't want to have listed in the winner selection, or or certain email addresses you wanted to filter out, you can go ahead and now do that very easily. We've also added in, kind of mentioned this with the Manchukuo example, built-in triggered emails. So now you can put together a triggered email and design it and everything within Wyng. We have 3 different options when it comes to triggered emails. The first one is kind of how Manchukuo used us. Um, they gave us all of the assets. Our team went through, built out the triggered email, and used our SendGrid account and everything and set it up for them. They are completely hands off. There is a low cost for that, so if that is something you're interested in, definitely ask and we'll get that scoped out. Next, there's if you have a SendGrid account, you can set it up yourself using your SendGrid account. There's no extra cost to this, and we have the documentation for how you would set that up. And then finally, you can set up a triggered email with your current CRM or email system that you're using. If you go on this slide, we have a full list of the various, what's it called? The various email or just systems that we integrate with. We've made a few enhancements to data export. Again, we've tied in the intelligent bot defense features here. We've also reorganized the export format based upon if it's a single form or multiple forms in an experience. And we've also done a start now, download later feature where you can click start download, navigate off the page, and our system will let you know once that, what's it called? Once that download has been completed. You can also set up data integrations at the property level now to make sure all of your data that you're capturing with Wyng goes to one system. If that is something you're interested in, just email support and they can follow up with instructions and what that process looks like. We added a built-in integration with OneTrust. So if you are a OneTrust customer, you can use this to add in your standard consent pop-up and any cookie control onto the Wyng experience. You just add in your domain script ID and pretty much launch it live within the platform. We added a new game this year, the match game format here. So you go through, you match the card, you can upload all of your own creative in here, you match the cards, and then you can either show a piece of content or distribute reward codes and things like that here in the match game. And then finally, we have a quiz enhancement where one of the new question type that we added was open-ended questions. This is specifically more so if you're running kind of those survey style questions or survey style experiences and you want to have people type free form into a quiz. We can do that now as well. We accept PDF uploads and forms now, not just image files. So you do have this ability specifically if you're doing like what's it called, like application style experiences. You can have people upload PDF files. And then finally, we have a leaderboard component. So going to make those gamified experiences a little more competitive. You can add a leaderboard to show off either people's scores, how long it took them to complete something, various things like that. So those were the updates that we released in 2025. Now I'm going to kick it over to Prakash to look at the product priorities that are coming up in 2026.
Thanks, Rick. And again, thanks everybody for joining us today. We've got a few cool things to cover. As we go through, if you guys are interested in learning more about any of these things, please just reach out. You can reach out in the chat channel of this event, or just email me, email Greg, and we'd be happy to follow up. So everything we cover, all of this is stuff that you can take advantage of if you're interested, and we'd love to get um, your guidance on some of these things because they're stuff we're working on in the year ahead. So to get going, there's four core areas that we are really investing in the year ahead. Experiences and templates, customer identity and data capabilities. We have work that we're doing to really make it easier to build receipt upload with value exchange programs, which is an area where we're seeing more demand out in the market. And then finally, we're continuing to build out more depth on the product discovery side. So, um, with respect to experiences and templates, one thing we're quite excited about rolling out soon is we're going to give you the ability to create templates yourself from any experience anytime you want. And you'll be able to create a template, you'll be able to share it with your team. If you have access to multiple properties, you'll be able to decide which of your properties should have access to that template. And you'll also have an easy means in the future to update the template anytime you need, and that's coming soon. We're also going to be following that with a redesigned Create tab. So the Create tab is the template library, but it's really where I think all of you can go to find both um, reminders of all the things that we can do and inspiration for all the things we can do, but also where you can learn about everything Wing does that's new. And so we're going to redesign it to make it do a better job of that. And this is a mock-up of how it's going to look, but that's also coming soon. And then finally, we've been paying attention when we kind of hear in support or we hear in conversations with you all how much you'd love to be able to have more control over the visual design of experiences, more control over how they look responsively, an easier process to set up beautiful experiences. And we're going to be making a number of updates throughout the year to kind of listen to that feedback and make Experience Builder better for you. Um, on the template side, Greg alluded to this earlier, but we're seeing a lot of interest from you all in games, and we're growing our library of games. Um, a real catalyst for this is we're actually learning how to use AI to quickly take ideas and create beautiful interactions, which has always been one of the more time-consuming parts of building a cool game. And that has sort of supercharged our ability to pick up the pace on adding cool games to Wing. When we build these games, each one is a reusable template, which you can then kind of, customize creative and then use. And even though we're really actively and effectively using AI to help craft the animated part of these experiences, um, every template we build is thoroughly tested by real people here at Wing and is held to the same bar as every other template that we roll out to you. So, it's kind of the best of both worlds in terms of us getting this stuff out quickly. But you guys can reliably trust it and use it at scale. And then finally, underneath all of this, all of our core capabilities, are there depending on what the game user flow is. And which is why, why Wing is kind of a great platform to build this type of activation on. So finally, services team has always been on deck and available to build games. And but with some of these new approaches and new technologies, they can do it faster and better than ever. So both reusable templates as well as one-offs. So you guys can always reach out if you have a great concept. Go ahead, Greg. We're we actually have been really building competency in an area that is becoming, I think, more important for a lot of companies, particularly CPGs, but also across other verticals, which is um, when you've got high value engagement and reward programs, um, there's often a benefit to being sure you really have a verified user identity or a registered user, and having that sort of a sign in, sign up gate in front of these sort of high value programs. That's something we've built a lot of um, uh, we've had a lot of experience with now and have a lot of competency in terms of really being able to build completely custom sign up, sign in embeds that you can use to gate both Wing experiences or really experiences anywhere on your website. And the I think if this is something you're interested in, I think you probably already know that it's important to you. I don't think we have to sell you guys on why this is important. But the bottom line is when we build a custom component like this, it'll be fully integrated with your tech stack. Whatever identity and access management system you use, social logins that you prioritize, and your customer data backend. And because we have a specialized expertise in this, we can do it fast with low risk and lower cost both to build and operate than probably you could do otherwise. Keep going, Greg. Um, Another core area on the customer identity and data side. So as I think all of privacy at wing.com is where our privacy desk is, and we get hundreds of requests every week to search for and delete data of consumers that have expressed that need. But we're now going to be making those data subject request tools directly available to all of you. So you can actually handle those privacy requests quicker and with more transparency than you've ever done before. And that's going to be available quite soon. If you are interested in early access, just let us know, and we're happy to give it to you. And then, of course, if you want to keep using privacy at wing.com, that's a great option as well. So I mentioned receipt upload with value exchange, and we've been hearing from a lot of our clients really over the past, I'd say more of a trend over the past 6 months of a growing interest in proof of purchase programs generally, and programs that have a receipt upload and value exchange component specifically. And so we've been very actively um, partnering on building kind of integrations with some of the leading receipt analysis platforms in the market. Examples are Snip, Microblink, which is renaming to Actual, Sensible, and so that you can use Wing to build quickly, really beautiful, easy to use user flows. Um, where if you want to really actually analyze all the data on that receipt, enrich all that data on the receipt, and get the insights, you can kind of link it to any of those leading receipt analysis platforms. So again, you can do receipt upload and value exchange without having a relationship with Microblink, Snip, or Sensible. But then, the data on the receipt is not going to be analyzed or enriched. If you want to analyze and enrich the data, then we can link to whatever partner that you want to plug into. So this example, I'm going to quickly step through it just so you can visualize what the user flow might be. Users on a mobile app. In this case, this is like a joint program between Walmart and Nestle. Um, the user uploads their receipt. It gets uploaded and confirmed. The user inputs an email address and maybe answers some preference questions like where do they shop. Um, we can then enable a immediate one-time password to verify the collected email. And again, behind the scenes, we have intelligent bot defense enabled, so it's continuously flagging potential fraud and rerouting potential fraud. Um, and then if in this example there's a receipt analysis that's being done where it's actually finding the products that match the criteria for the promotion, which in this case are Nestle products, it's adding them up, and then it's generating a $5 off promo code. So again, that part kind of in between those two steps, in this case, one of those receipt analysis platforms would plug in. And then again, using Wing triggered email that Greg talked about earlier, that unique promo code can be sent directly to the customer from, your own email domain with a, personalized template. So all of that user interactions all happening in Wing. It's all stuff that's really straightforward to set up, and we're happy to, talk to you more about it if you're interested. Um, the next area, and this is actually gonna wrap up our 2026 preview, uh, is product discovery capabilities. So Wendell mentioned product discovery at the start. Greg also, I think, alluded to it. And one thing that we started doing last year, but we're going to be continuing to do throughout this year, is building out really uh, flexible and comprehensive support for both handling your product catalog in Wing and letting you reuse that product content in Wing experiences, whether that's through product cards that just let you surface products, at any point in an experience, or through what we call result mappings that can take a user's preferences or answers to questions and then apply logic to make a product recommendation. So all of these features, some of them have already rolled out, like product catalog support. We rolled out recently that actually includes both the ability to import product catalogs in bulk via file or to have a real-time sync with your product feed. That real-time sync even now includes inventory status, so we can automatically track which products are not available and then use backup products, fallback products when they're displayed in experiences. Um, so that's all already rolled out, but there's a lot of other things that are coming again over the next few months. One of the most interesting pieces that is going to be available soon is the ability to actually have for product finder quiz type experiences to define all the result logic in a file. And then you could just import it and it'll generate the whole product finder quiz right from that file. Questions, answers, logic, recommendations, and it sort of allows you then to simplify how you collaborate with your product team, who's probably the one deciding, what are the rules for deciding what products to display. Really streamlines how that business domain knowledge gets translated to an experience quickly. So that's also coming soon. And and again, if you guys have questions on any of this, I mentioned right up front, please reach out. We'd love to walk you through all of this. There's a lot of features, so it's worth really a walkthrough if it's relevant. Okay, next one. So this is our last, and in some sense, saving the best for last. We, when we talk about product discovery, much more quickly than I think any of us ever expected, AI is really transforming what's possible. And we we had the good fortune of connecting with and starting a partnership with some researchers at Yale University that have really a serious track record of field testing AI voice agent technology. Um, and together, we've actually packaged up AI voice agents that you can actually deploy for guided selling. Now, using an AI voice agent isn't the right fit directly in the customer experience, isn't the right fit for every brand and every company. I think there is a cost when you've got an AI voice agent interacting with a customer, and the value that an AI voice agent can add is most clear if it's a considered or consultative purchase, right? Where you kind of want to make sure the customer is getting the guidance they need. You're understanding their preferences, you're understanding their needs, and then you're giving them the guidance on what is really kind of the best product for them. And the the great thing is that we've been talking about zero party data and working with clients on zero party data for um, a number of years now. And we are in a great, what we've seen is a great opportunity to say, if you um, can understand a user's preferences through natural conversation, keep track of those preferences in a zero-party data preference model, and then layer on the natural conversation and intelligence that AI is now capable of. And finally, link in the deep product integration that we've already added to the platform. That makes for a really killer combination. And all those things together mean Wing can build really effective uh, both prototypes and kind of production scale AI voice agents, probably more quickly than you would expect, and in a way that's really quite organized and helps you, test, understand impact, iterate, and kind of again get something out to your customers, perhaps more quickly than you could otherwise. So we've got a limited amount of capacity to take on these projects this year. So if this is of interest, please just email me and we'd be happy to show you what we can do and what's possible. So that's, I think, it for my slides, and back to you, Greg.
Awesome. Thank you, Prakash. Next, we're going to move on. So, we're just going to open it up if anyone has any questions for Wendell, Prakash, myself, or Kaylee about anything that you've seen today. Us will leave this open for the next few minutes, see if anyone has any questions. If you do, either raise your hand or throw them in the chat and we can get those answered for you. Let's see here. Oh, Prakash, we did have one come through about the AI voice agent. They're asking if there is a cost associated with any of those programs and what that would look like.
Sure. Yeah, there is a cost associated with AI voice agent, and I think if it's the way that works just broadly is usually for a program like this, it starts with a pilot, and so to think about really what do you need to achieve in a pilot to prove the business case, and so there'd be kind of a discussion really about what are the ideas, what are we trying to impact, what's the right shape of pilot to try to kind of prove out the business impact, and then we kind of figure out the cost from there. And so there's a pilot cost, and then as these things move to production scale, then there is typically going to be a cost per session because there's AI interaction that's happening. So, but happy to spend more time to get into the details. Um, and again, it's going to be each solution is probably going to be different, and our goal would be to kind of create pricing that kind of fits the budget and the business needs of each solution.
Awesome. Thanks, Prakash. Maria looks like she raised her hand. Let's make you available. Awesome. Maria, do you want to go off mute and ask your question?
Hi, I just wanted to note that the chat is disabled.
Oh, thank you for letting us know that. Let's see here. Let's try to open that up for everybody. Oh, thanks, Maria. Cool.
We confirm that the chat's working now.
Let me see here. Here you go. I'm setting that test on. Oh, there we go. A few more minutes. Oh. If not, again, want to thank everyone for joining today. Hope this was useful. Specifically the product section of the program. Again, if you have any questions or anything jumped out at you and you want to discuss it further, reach out to pretty much anybody at Wing, so whether it be support, Prakash, myself, or your main contact. We can get a call on the books to kind of talk through whatever questions you have or whatever topic from Wing Wrap jumped out at you. Um, so thanks again. That would be Maria. That would be myself and Aaliyah. I can reach out to you after if there's a specific question you have for Sony Music, and we can sync on that.
And
Cool.
just before we kind of drop, just to kind of recap for everyone, since the chat wasn't on throughout the session, everything we've talked about, is available to all of you. If there's anything you want to learn more about, how did a client achieve that? Some of the stuff that Greg went over in terms of new things we did last year. Um, we would love to spend as much time as you need to kind of walk you through it in more detail. So please do follow up. And you've got my email, you've got Greg's email, you've got Wendell's email, Kelly's email. Just reach out to us, and we would love to spend again as much time as you need to walk you through it.
Awesome. Thanks, everyone. Yeah, like Prakash said, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. And Maria, I'll reach out separately with Aaliyah CC'd, and we can discuss any questions that you have. All right. Thank you.